When society crumbles, forget gold and silver. They won't save you. In a true collapse, survival isn't about shiny metals. It's about what keeps you alive. Clean water, warmth, sharp thinking. That's the real currency when the grid goes dark. Most people picture chaos overnight. Riots, alarms, total collapse. But that's not how it works. Society unravels slowly. Comfort fades. And survival becomes king. Suddenly, the things you ignored yesterday are worth more than gold. This video isn't about gear for show, it's about survival currency. 7 items that'll be priceless when systems fail. I'll break down why they matter, how to use them, and why the unprepared will regret laughing at this. If you're serious about staying ahead, hit that subscribe button now. Don't wait until you're trading a Rolex for a can opener. Let's get into it. 1. Steel wool, fire in your pocket. When the world as we know it collapses, fire becomes the ultimate survival tool. Forget gold, it won't keep you warm, cook your food, or purify your water. But steel wool, that's a game changer. Most people see it as nothing more than a kitchen cleaning pad, but seasoned preppers know better. Steel wool, especially the fine-grade variety, is a silent, reliable, and incredibly effective fire starter. Here's how it works. Steel wool ignites instantly with just a spark. Pair it with a 9-volt battery, and you've got a portable fire starting system that works in wet conditions, freezing temperatures, and even total darkness. No need for lighter fluid, matches, or fancy gadgets. Just raw, dependable ignition when you need it most. And in a survival scenario, fire equals life. It's your heat, your light, your cooking source, and your water purifier. But steel wool isn't just about fire. It's a multifunctional survival tool. It can scrub rust off tools, restore corroded surfaces, and even sharpen dull edges in the field. Its compact size and lightweight nature make it easy to carry, and its versatility makes it invaluable. While others are hoarding gold coins, the smart ones are vacuum sealing rolls of fine-grade steel wool. Think about it. When your matches are soaked, your lighter is out of fuel, and your fingers are too cold to function, what's going to save you? A Ziploc bag of steel wool could mean the difference between life and death. And in a barter economy, the ability to create fire on demand is a skill that will command respect and resources. My advice: stock up on fine-grade steel wool. Test it. Practice using it in challenging conditions like rain or wind. Keep it in your go bag, your vehicle, and your emergency kit. Because when the grid goes down and the world gets cold, fire will be worth more than gold. And the person who can make it, they'll hold the power. 2. Tampons. Sterile, sealed, and survival ready. Tampons might not be the first thing that comes to mind when you think of survival gear, but they're one of the most versatile and valuable items you can carry. Most people see them as a single-purpose hygiene product, but in a collapse scenario, they become a multifunctional tool that's worth far more than their weight in gold. Let's start with their medical use. In a world without access to clean, packaged wound dressings, tampons can act as an emergency solution. Their sterile, absorbent cotton makes them ideal for packing deep cuts, punctures, or stab wounds. They can slow or stop bleeding, buying you precious time to find proper medical care. In a survival situation, that time could mean the difference between life and death. But the utility of tampons doesn't stop there. They're also excellent fire starters. The cotton ignites quickly and burns hot, making it perfect for starting a fire under pressure or in damp conditions. Compact and lightweight, they're easy to carry and incredibly effective. And when clean water is scarce, tampons can be used as a pre-filter to remove visible debris before running water through a purification system. While they won't make the water safe to drink on their own, they'll extend the life of your primary filter. Tampons can even serve as nasal plugs for nosebleeds or smoke exposure. And of course, they still fulfill their original purpose. In a group survival setting, hygiene supplies like tampons become highly valuable barter items. Emotional needs don't disappear during a collapse, and someone dealing with discomfort or embarrassment will trade food, tools, or other resources for a solution. I always include tampons in my survival kits. They're sealed, sterile, and take up virtually no space. I've used them in training drills to pack wounds, and they've proven their worth time and time again. So ask yourself, are you prepared? Do you have tampons in your kit? Because when the world falls apart, the person with real solutions, not shiny metals, will hold the power. 3. mouse traps, small tools, big impact. When people think about survival gear, they often focus on the big ticket items, guns, generators, bunkers, but it's the small overlooked tools that can make the biggest difference. Mouse traps are one of those items. Cheap, lightweight, and incredibly versatile. They're worth far more than their modest price tag when society collapses. The most obvious use for mouse traps is pest control. In a long-term collapse, food storage becomes a magnet for rodents. A single rat infestation can destroy your supplies, contaminate your shelter, and spread disease. Standard snap traps are a clean, effective way to keep pests under control without the mess or expense of poison. They're silent, reusable, and easy to set up. But the utility of mouse traps goes far beyond catching rodents. With a little creativity, they can be adapted for a variety of survival tasks. For example, you can rig a mouse trap with a trip line to create a perimeter alarm. When triggered, the trap makes a loud snap that's impossible to miss, alerting you to intruders, human or animal. It's a simple, low-tech security system that works when you're sleeping or distracted. Mouse traps can also be used to catch small game like birds or squirrels. With some bait and light rigging, you've got a hands-free trap that works while you focus on other tasks. It's passive income, survival style. And in a barter economy, mouse traps become a powerful trade item. Show up with a pack of traps when someone's camp is overrun by rats, and you'll find yourself trading for food, tools, or even medicine. My advice: stock up on standard snap traps. Vacuum seal them in packs of 5 with string and bait included. Keep a few in your go bag and your long-term supply bins. They're quiet, effective, and completely underestimated. And in a world where every resource counts, the person who can control their environment will always have the upper hand. 4. Battery-operated aquarium air pump. Water's secret weapon. At first glance, a battery-operated aquarium air pump might seem like an odd choice for survival gear. But when you dig deeper, it becomes clear why this tool is worth more than gold in a collapse scenario. Water is one of the most critical resources for survival, and this little device can help you protect it. Here's the problem. When water sits still in barrels or containers, it starts to stagnate. Bacteria grow, algae spreads, and before you know it, your emergency water supply is undrinkable. That's where the aquarium air pump comes in. Originally designed to keep fish alive during power outages, it can be repurposed to oxygenate stored water. Just a few minutes of use each day keeps the water moving, discouraging bacteria and algae growth. While it doesn't purify the water, it significantly extends its usability, a critical advantage when clean water sources are scarce. But the pump's utility doesn't stop there. It can also be used in hydroponic setups to circulate water and nutrients, keeping plants alive in off-grid growing systems. In other scenarios, it can provide airflow in sealed containers or assist with low-pressure ventilation projects. Because it runs on batteries, it's not dependent on solar panels or fuel, making it a reliable backup when other systems fail. In a barter economy, a battery-operated air pump becomes a high-value trade item. Imagine trading one to someone with food but spoiled water. That's not just a trade, it's leverage. My advice: keep at least 3 of these pumps in your supplies, along with backup batteries. Test them regularly and have tubing pre-attached for quick deployment. Because when the grid goes down, keeping your water safe is just as important as finding it. And a $15 tool that protects your most vital resource, that's worth more than any shiny metal. 5. Graphite powder. The silent survival tool. When the world falls apart, every action you take needs to be deliberate, efficient, and most importantly, quiet. Whether it's opening a door, unsealing a storage unit, or maintaining your gear, the last thing you want is noise giving away your position. That's where graphite powder steps in. A dry lubricant that outperforms oil in almost every survival scenario. Most people instinctively reach for oil-based lubricants like WD-40 or gun oil, but here's the problem. Oil attracts dust, turns sticky in extreme weather, and can gum up your equipment over time. In a collapse scenario, where dirt and debris are everywhere, oil becomes more of a hindrance than a help. Graphite powder, on the other hand, is a dry, odorless, and temperature-resistant alternative that keeps your gear running smoothly without the mess. Graphite powder is perfect for maintaining locks, hinges, zippers, and even firearms. Imagine trying to open a creaky door in a high-risk area where every sound could draw unwanted attention. With graphite, you can move silently, maintaining the element of surprise. It's also invaluable in dirty environments where oil would trap grit and cause jams. Whether it's a stuck bolt, a rusted lock, or a squeaky hinge, graphite ensures smooth operation without compromising your stealth. But the value of graphite doesn't stop at maintenance. In a barter economy, it becomes a high-demand item. People will trade food, tools, or even medical supplies for something that keeps their gear functional and quiet. After all, in a world where noise can be deadly, silence is a currency of its own. My advice: keep a small tube of graphite powder in every kit you own. It's lightweight, lasts forever, and can be the difference between staying hidden and being exposed. I've used it to silently open gates, fix jammed tools, and even help others in exchange for valuable resources. So ask yourself, are you prepared to move quietly when it matters most? Because in a world where every sound could be your last, graphite might just be the most valuable tool you never thought to carry. 6. Mosquito nets. The barrier between you and disease. When people think about survival, they often focus on the big threats: violence, starvation, or exposure. But the smallest enemies can be the deadliest. Insects, particularly mosquitoes, are a prime example. In a collapse scenario, where you're likely sleeping outdoors or in makeshift shelters, a mosquito net becomes more than just a comfort item. It's a lifesaver. Mosquitoes aren't just annoying. They're carriers of deadly diseases like malaria, dengue fever, and West Nile virus. In a world without modern medicine, a single infected bite can spiral into a life-threatening situation. And it's not just about disease. Constant bites can lead to open wounds, infections, and sleepless nights, all of which weaken your body and mind. In survival, where every ounce of energy counts, losing sleep to buzzing insects can be just as dangerous as running out of food. A mosquito net solves these problems instantly. Lightweight, compact, and easy to set up, it creates a physical barrier between you and the swarms. No chemicals, no power, just simple, effective protection. And in a group setting, it's a morale booster. A net provides privacy, comfort, and a sense of security, which are invaluable when everything else feels out of control. But the value of a mosquito net doesn't stop at personal use. In a barter economy, it becomes a high-value trade item. Imagine someone who hasn't slept in days, covered in bites, and desperate for relief. You pull out a sealed, brand new mosquito net, and suddenly you're holding a ticket to food, tools, or even medical supplies. It's not just a trade, it's leverage. My take, I keep multiple mosquito nets in my supplies, one for personal use and a few for trade. They're sealed, tested, and ready to deploy. I've seen people trade high-value items just for the chance to sleep, bug-free for a single night. So ask yourself, are you prepared to protect yourself from the smallest threats? Because when the grid goes down and the insects come out, the person with the net doesn't just survive, they thrive. 7. High-quality insoles, the foundation of survival. When the world collapses, your feet become your most important asset. With vehicles out of commission and infrastructure crumbling, walking becomes your primary mode of transportation. Whether you're foraging, scouting, or bugging out, your survival depends on your ability to move. And yet, most people overlook one critical detail: the condition of their feet. That's where high-quality insoles come in. A simple yet essential upgrade that can make or break your survival strategy. Think about it. Collapse means constant movement. You're walking miles every day over rough terrain, carrying heavy loads and dealing with unpredictable conditions. Without proper support, your feet will suffer. Blisters, arch pain, shin splints, and back strain might not sound like life-threatening issues, but they can slow you down, sap your energy, and make you vulnerable. In a survival scenario where every second counts, losing mobility is not an option. High-quality insoles provide the support and cushioning your feet need to endure the grind. They reduce impact, improve posture, and extend the life of your boot. Whether you're trekking through dense woods, navigating broken pavement, or climbing rocky hills, insoles make every step more efficient. And in a world where comfort is scarce, they're a morale booster. Sliding a fresh pair of insoles into your boots after weeks of hard travel feels like a second wind for your entire body. But insoles aren't just a personal asset. They're a powerful barter item. In a camp where people are limping from overuse, A sealed pair of high-end insoles becomes a medical-grade resource. People will trade food, tools, or even medicine for the chance to walk without pain. It's not just a trade, it's a lifeline. I keep 3 pairs of insoles in my supplies, 1 in my boots, 1 in my go bag, and 1 in reserve. All are pre-fitted and tested, because I know that if my feet fail, my survival plan fails with them. So ask yourself, are you preparing your feet for the long haul? Because when the roads are rubble and every step matters, the person who can still move is the person who survives. Bonus point 8, duct tape, the ultimate survival fixer. When it comes to survival, few items are as versatile and indispensable as duct tape. It's not flashy, it's not high-tech, but it's a tool that can solve problems in ways you never imagined. In a collapse scenario, where resources are limited and improvisation is key, duct tape becomes a survival essential that's worth more than its weight in gold. Why is duct tape so valuable? Because it's the ultimate fixer. Got a tear in your shelter tarp? Duct tape seals it. Need to patch a hole in your clothing or shoes? Duct tape does the job. It can even be used to repair broken tools, secure gear, or create makeshift handles. In a world where replacement parts are no longer an option, duct tape keeps your equipment functional and your shelter intact. But the uses don't stop there. Duct tape can also be a lifesaver in medical emergencies. It can be used to create splints, secure bandages, or even close wounds in a pinch. While it's not a substitute for proper medical care, it can buy you time until you can find a better solution. And in a survival situation, time is often the difference between life and death. Duct tape is also a stealthy security tool. You can use it to create silent tripwires, secure doors, or even bind an intruder if the situation calls for it. Its strength and versatility make it a valuable asset in both defensive and offensive scenarios. In a barter economy, duct tape becomes a high-demand item. Everyone needs it, but few people think to stockpile it. A single roll can be traded for food, water, or other essential supplies. It's lightweight, compact, and incredibly useful, making it a perfect addition to any survival kit. My advice: stock up on high-quality duct tape. Keep multiple rolls in your go bag, your vehicle, and your home. Test it in different scenarios so you know its limits and capability. Because when the world falls apart, the person with duct tape isn't just surviving, they're thriving. Bonus point 9. Trash bags. The overlooked survival multi-tool. Trash bags might seem like an odd addition to a survival kit, but in a collapse scenario, they're one of the most versatile and valuable items you can carry. Lightweight, compact, and incredibly durable, trash bags can be used in dozens of ways to keep you alive and comfortable when the grid goes down. First and foremost, trash bags are an excellent tool for waterproofing. Whether you're protecting your gear, lining your shelter, or keeping your feet dry, a heavy-duty trash bag can make all the difference. In wet or snowy conditions, staying dry is critical to avoiding hypothermia, and trash bags provide an easy, effective solution. Trash bags are also incredibly useful for creating makeshift shelters. Cut one open, and you've got a large, waterproof sheet that can be used as a tarp, a ground cover, or even a rain poncho. In a pinch, you can stuff a trash bag with leaves or grass to create an improvised sleeping pad or insulation layer. It's not glamorous, but it works. But the utility of trash bags doesn't stop there. They can be used for water collection, whether it's catching rainwater or lining a hole to create a small reservoir. They're also excellent for waste management, which is often overlooked in survival planning. Keeping your living area clean and sanitary is critical to avoiding disease, and trash bags make it easy to dispose of waste without contaminating your environment. In a medical emergency, trash bags can be used as an improvised body bag, a grim but necessary tool in a collapse scenario. They can also be cut into strips to create tourniquets, slings, or bandage wraps. Their durability and flexibility make them a valuable resource in any survival situation. And let's not forget their value in a barter economy. A roll of heavy-duty trash bags can be traded for food, water, or other essential supplies. They're lightweight, easy to carry, and incredibly useful, making them a high-demand item when resources are scarce. My advice Invest in contractor-grade trash bags. Keep a roll in your go bag, your vehicle, and your home. Test their durability and learn how to use them in different scenarios. Because when the world falls apart, the person with trash bags isn't just surviving. They're solving problems others didn't even see coming. Bonus point 10. Baking soda. This survival Swiss Army knife. Baking soda might not be the first thing that comes to mind when you think of survival gear, but it's one of the most versatile and valuable items you can carry. In a collapse scenario where resources are limited and improvisation is key, baking soda becomes a multi-purpose tool that's worth its weight in gold. Let's start with its most obvious use: cleaning. In a world without modern cleaning supplies, baking soda is a natural, non-toxic alternative that can be used to clean dishes, clothes, and even your body. It's gentle enough to use as toothpaste or deodorant, making it an essential item for maintaining hygiene when traditional products are no longer available. But baking soda isn't just for cleaning. It's also a powerful tool for food preparation and preservation. In a survival scenario where fresh food is scarce, baking soda can be used to tenderize tough cuts of meat, neutralize acidic flavors, or even extend the shelf life of certain foods. It's a small addition to your kit that can make a big difference in your diet. Baking soda also has medical applications. It can be used to soothe insect bites, relieve heartburn, or even treat minor burns and rashes. In a world without access to modern medicine, these small comforts can have a big impact on your quality of life. And let's not forget its value in water purification. While baking soda won't purify water on its own, it can be used to neutralize acidic water sources, making them safer to drink. It's not a replacement for a proper filtration system, but it's a useful tool to have in your arsenal. In a barter economy, baking soda becomes a high-demand item. Its versatility and long shelf life make it a valuable trade good that can be exchanged for food, water, or other essential supplies. A small bag of baking soda can go a long way in a world where every resource counts. My advice: stock up on baking soda, keep it in airtight containers to extend its shelf life, and learn how to use it in different scenarios. Because when the world falls apart, the person with baking soda isn't just surviving, they're thriving.